Everyone, welcome back to the All-Star Network for our new series of one of our channels in the cooking area. I am your host, GreatNate, now being called Chef GreatNate for this particular channel. To get started with this season, we're going to be cooking some eggs today. Now I know it seems a very simple meal. It is a very simple meal. That's why I'm making it the first video. It goes simple to all the way to the beginning of the intermediate level. So there's gonna be three different parts, or three different seasons. First of all, or I don't know, just making it be beginner, intermediate, and then expert. So let's get right down into the video so that we can cover all the basics, and stay tuned for my next video for season 1 episode 2, how to cook up ground beef for tacos and burritos. Now for this, we'll be using these simple ingredients, which would be, first of all, main important one, eggs. So let's go ahead and grab these things out and put them over here. Now, just warning, don't keep them out too long, otherwise they will go bad. Next thing we need, if you have a Lazy Susan, then go into here where you keep your pans. This is what we need, a pan. Specifically. Now this is going to be a very small, tiny batch of eggs, so we don't need a very big size pan. Now I'm going to close our Lazy Susan up, and then we place the pan on the stove. Now everybody knows what a stove is, so I'm not going to cover that. So mainly what you want to do before is you want to take this, open up your little butter thing or whatever. For me, I have a butter container right here. If I can maneuver the knife. And scrape down a little tiny bit of it. This is a little bit of a lot, but trust me, we want it to cook fast. So yeah. Sorry about the view. Heck. I'm gonna have to place you guys on hold for a second, because the butter takes a little bit more time to make. So basically what you would want to do is you would want to place the butter, or try to scoop it onto the knife first. You might have to do it with your hands, depending on what it is. And you slide it onto the pan, get the butter off, and then you would just place it down on the tray again. So now back, and then what we would do is we would turn on the burner right here. Now that strikes the flame, and put it on low for the time being. Now grab a mixer, or such as a spatula, a very soft one like this, and specifically you want to stir it around, or as upon my ways of cooking, just mash around the pan. But for this video right now, we're going to be doing this. Now just do this completely until the butter is completely melted, and then make it. One thing that's mainly key, besides eggs, for this kind of meal is toast. We're going to be getting into that very shortly. Some people like to have butter on it, some people like to have different things on it. Depends on how your preferences like it, or whatever. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this in the sink for now. Since I can't really wash it at the moment, we're going to put it in the dirty side. And then we're going to wait until it's fully dissolved. Catch you in the next part. Now on to the next one. We have our egg, and we're going to be doing it in this little tiny plastic bowl. As you can see here, the butter is burning a little bit, so if it does burn a little bit too much, to the point where the butter starts popping, as you can see here, it's bubbling a little bit, but it's not popping, then what you would want to do is you would want to move it onto the other part of the stove that is not burning. So that's what we're going to be doing at the moment. We're going to just keep it right there. Don't worry. If you have it on very low, the burner won't ignite. So what we're going to be doing right here is we're going to be cracking this egg, splitting it. Now, as you can see here, that's a plain yolk. So next, we're going to be putting this mainly in a paper towel if you have one nearby. If you don't, that's fine. Just wrap it and then go throw it in the trash. Now before that, what you would want to do is you would want to wash your hands before you start stirring. Or simply just rinsing them. Then dry them off. And now we're ready to get back to the egg. So what you would want to do is grab a small fork like this, or big fork, whatever you have, and then, gosh, this is a big bowl, but we're managed. So what you want to do is you want to stir it up. Now, as you can see here, you want it fully, like, almost doing it like this. Let me position the camera. You want it like this, almost. You want to stir it a little bit more after you get it like that, so that it ends up becoming like that. And when you know, so you can put it in your butter pan. But yeah, right now we're just doing one egg, so that it's like that. Also, this is a 2-part video, so yeah. One more thing, don't forget to like and subscribe to our network now, so that we can post more videos on more channels, and soon to be more members. So, yeah, you just want to continue doing this, like either very slowly or just like fastly with a little bit of force. Get it all running like this. Depends on the preferences, but yeah, just whisk it around like this. And then you would put the fork. Sorry, position camera. You would put the fork into the sink for washing later. And now we have our egg that can go in the pan. So we're going to put the pan back on, and then even though I probably shouldn't put the fork in the sink, it needs to be washed. Then we put this in here. Now it's a little bit bigger than expected, but it's fine. So then we would grab another thing, like a whisk or something like that, or a spatula per se, and then we would just douse it around. Now this is kind of hard to do with a camera on your hand, but it's worth it. So you just constantly do this around like this until they start developing chunks. So you see like a couple right there. Then you would want to bring it up into different big chunks, so that's much easier to work with. And yeah, see you for the next whisking chunks in a little bit. Back, and this is what it should almost here. Position angle. This is what it almost should be like. Scraping that into different little chunks. Now you would want to like flop it over to the other side so that both sides get cooked evenly. And you want to make sure you turn it on to like a medium level, because you don't want it scorching hot, because you don't want to burn them. But yeah. So here is like basically after this you would just be done a little bit. Just wait until they're almost fully done cooking. Almost like that. There's like a lot of little chunks in there, but if you're cooking more eggs, you'll have much bigger chunks. Just put those if you want to, or just keep them like that. But yeah, this is basically like a miniature size. If you want more eggs, it would look much bigger. Alright, see you for the next demonstration. Now, on to the second part. Making over medium eggs. So, for this is a little bit more simpler because it only takes like a little bit more steps. But we have our pan here, because we used the other one for scrambled part. So, what we would do is we would do this. We would crack it on a solid surface. Well, you would crack it on a solid surface such as this counter. Don't worry about the burner. Just kind of crack it like that. Once it starts having like a crack in it, such as like that medium-sized crack right there. I know you can't see that well, but right there. Then that's a good crack, but you just need to crack it a little bit more to get it good. Like this, sort of. And then you would split it. Such as this onto the butter. We'll just pierce your hands through the eggshell, open it up a little bit, and then there. So then you would wrap it up in a paper towel again if you have one. If you don't, that's perfectly fine. Just use whatever you have, wrap it up in there. Might be able to move it running, but that's okay. Next, we would wash our hands again. Or rinse them to just get them like that. And then here we have our over medium yolk running. Now you want to do this for at least a little bit longer until it seems like it's good enough. So then you would have your spatula. This is the same one we used, but honestly, it's eggs, so it's good enough. So what we would do is, let me bring it over to the kitchen and make it so that it doesn't splatter as much. And be out of the way. Warning, it does splatter, so be out of the way when that happens. Let it cool down a little bit before you reach under in the eggs. Like that. Try to grab it. And you might see some people of chefs trying to flip them in mid-air. Don't do that until you have a professional level. Alright, a little bit of help here. Sorry, I haven't flipped eggs in like 4 or 6 months because I've been cooking a lot of scrambled. And yeah. So now you have our over medium egg. Does not look the best, but yeah. So then we would just let it sit for a little bit. Then while you're at it, letting it sitting, you can pull out one of the main more ingredients, which is a piece of bread to be able to cook in the toaster for some toast. Then you would do whatever you need to, like butter it up, some things, because I know that most people know how to butter up toast by now. So yeah. Anyways, that is it. Hope that your cooking is just as good as ours, maybe even better. This is GreatNate. Keep up, like and subscribe. Help us reach a lot of subscribers on this network. And yeah, this is the All-Star Network from YouTube. And keep on being All-Star.